Welcome everybody to another episode. We don't have any topics, so we're just going to go into the game. And today we do have the cartoon version of StarCraft. So did
Which is
you
much
did you
better.
did you did you play with it already? Because I don't have remastered, so I don't have so
No,
I'm
you
not
have
able.
to pay extra to get the
Yeah, I'm
cartoon
not going to
version.
pay it. Why would I pay for a
You have
game
to
that I
pay
can play in?
remaster and then you pay the
Really? You have to pay for the packet for the carbot package as well? Okay, I
yeah.
guess that's
You
fair. Okay.
you refuse to pay
Yeah, I refuse to pay.
because you've played this game too much. So they should have given you a
I,
copy.
I actually never paid for the game because my brother paid for the game.
So now it's time for you to pay for the game. You should pay because they have employees that are taking care of the servers. And
Yeah, but
if you
they
don't
they
pay, they will shut down the servers and then
they made
StarCraft will die.
BattleNet worse. They made okay. They fix it later. So one of the stupid things that they did a rehaul of BattleNet. It's not called BattleNet anymore. So, but anyway, so they did a rehaul of that with the remastered, and then
It is called Battle.net, isn't
okay,
it? It is called
I don't know.
Battle.net, and even the other games, they have other games now on their thing that is called Battle.net, right?
Okay, so in any event, so they reworked the entire thing and they made it so buggy because I had a download folder of maps and like I don't know how many maps there are in that thing, like thousands. It's like a collection of the entire whatever 20 something years it was. I couldn't open I couldn't open like create a game. I couldn't create a game because as soon as I created the game and I wanted to select the map, it opened up that folder and it would just crash.
Yes.
And
Welcome
it
to
wouldn't like it
StarCraft.
in the old system it didn't do that, but they made it better. So now because they made it better, the system crashed. Also, something that they fucked up was the turn rate. So, am I able to explain this? It's like the interval of which of a turn. So a turn is when the data is synced between the two or between the people playing the game, and the turn rate is how many turns you have per second, I think. And the
Mm,
higher it is, the lower the latency is when playing the game. But they put the default on the highest setting, which is the old LAN setting, and they do it because probably Korean gamers want it, right, to do the 1v1 thing. But the moment you play a game, like I'm here in Europe, and there's probably some people in America, whatever, and you're there with more than like 3 or 4 people, the game will just lag intensely. So they put the default on the highest setting, which
mhm.
results in the fact that most of the games lag because nobody understands this setting.
Yeah, I don't
Even
understand it
though,
either.
even though they created a dynamic option that automatically picks the right turn rate for all the
Yeah,
ping.
why not? Right? Why not do that?
Why not make that the default? You already have the system. It's so stupid. So Blizzard can go fuck themselves, right?
You shouldn't say that. All software
Okay,
is buggy. Everything sucks in the software world.
okay,
Programmers
true.
are always bad, very bad.
Yes,
And
but I'm
Blizzard,
I'm I-
Blizzard,
I'm not a programmer. I'm not a developer, so I'm like an outsider that can just bitch and complain about stuff, right?
yeah, but the thing that they did, it's a miracle. It's a miracle that this game works.
Okay, that's fair
And
enough.
they managed to integrate the very old cranky thing into the new system they have with accounts, for example. Uh,
Okay, okay.
and then they remastered it. Oh, that yeah, that was very good too. I don't know, yeah, but the things you complain about, they're very minimal. They're very irrelevant because it could have been much worse. So
Okay,
I'm happy.
so that's where we're going off. Could have been worse. Do you like the skin?
Yeah, I
It
liked
really
when
it
I
makes it
started
so
playing.
silly.
When I started looking again at StarCraft, I thought it would be easier to play on this thing because it's clearer.
Um,
Like it's easier to see the
yes,
things.
I guess so. I mean, I'm so intensely used to it. So well, not this, but the regular stuff. But I can imagine, yeah, this is more defined. Yeah, but it looks so damn silly.
It's funny.
The Zerglings are like happy dogs, and the Zealots are like idiots. They're just a bunch of idiots. Look how they run.
The zealots are the worst.
It looks so silly. So for the people that don't know, if you're not watching, then well, you're screwed. If you are watching, um, I think it's Carbot, the creator, and he made a cartoon series about, I think, Blizzard stuff, but maybe he started out doing StarCraft stuff. Anyways,
I have
he
no
made a
idea.
short cartoons about the video game, and then they eventually made in a certain style, and it's exactly this style, and then they made a skin for it for the game. So that's the background about that. Anything Bitcoin related that you want to talk about?
Uh, did you know anyprevout is live on Signet?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, me
That's
neither.
that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah,
We didn't discuss it today. So I was at BitDevs in Amsterdam. I think there were 20, 21, 22 people there.
and you talked about anyprevout, and no one mentioned the fact that it's live on
No,
Signet.
we didn't talk about any pref out. So we talked about UpCTV, where we talked about Upfold. Well, first we talked about covenants, then in general, then the Upfold and some UpCTV stuff. Um, and then we talked about, I think I forgot the names, but it was mempool stuff and fee analysis and relaying. So there's a relaying version 3 thing going on.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know about these things. Package relay or whatever.
Yeah, it's about the relay policies between nodes, so like what transactions they relay, uh, and how to analyze the mempool in relation to the child pays for parent stuff and
Hmm.
the complexity that comes there. Because
Who
if
is
you
interested in these topics?
hmm?
Who is interested in these topics?
Well, it's funny
Are you
because it's like, well, it's sort of interesting, but on the other hand, it's like
completely useless?
it's a very silly subject because you can create all these policies, right? But then at the end of the day, it's like a miner can do whatever he wants. So they're not hard consensus rules. It's more like this mushy gray stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's important because you need to be able to estimate fees to some extent or degree, right, to make the system practical. I think. Um, so
Hmm.
it's yeah,
I think it,
it's its own domain, let's say. But the same with the peer to peer network stuff. It's I'm personally more interested in the contracting side of things, in the s- script domain, let's say, and the possibilities there.
hmm.
And you, what interests you about Bitcoin?
I don't know. I just want to kill central banks and governments.
Well, let's start with the central banks. I don't know about the government stuff, but the central banks, sure. There was a vacancy for a crypto analyzer or like some crypto expert for the Dutch central bank, and I don't know. I think it's sort of funny that they. I don't know what they expect, right? Because we there were two. I know of two guys who worked at the Dutch central bank that just left because they got frustrated.
Hmm.
Um,
Are government jobs? much better than regular jobs.
I don't know,
Because
maybe.
here like there's this thing, I don't know how to translate it, but people do these tests to be admitted into government jobs because there are an immense amount of people trying to get the government jobs because the government jobs pay well and you don't have to do anything, like you basically go there
Yeah,
and
sure, okay, yeah, and in that sense, I guess they're better than regular jobs.
then there's a multitude of people that dedicate themselves to studying to get to pass these tests and be admitted into a government job. And just want all these people to cry in the mud. And that's why I'm trying to do something in Bitcoin.
That's that's why you want to destroy the government. It's just to
Yeah,
make all these fucking these mandarins, make them
yeah. I don't know
useless.
what's the worst. Like, if the people that work for government, I want them
Yeah.
to cry. But also the people that their actual job is to try to be a government employee. Jesus Christ. So,
Okay, let's talk about the game because the Protoss lost his expansion, but he's still in the game apparently.
and there's a lot of games too.
No, it's just one game.
I can't see like the bar. Yeah,
You can see the bar?
I can't. Where did you
Oh, you
steal this
can't.
game from?
Oh, okay. It's not extremely long, but it's not over.
Where
So
did you steal this game from?
um I some YouTube channel I forgot.
Hmm. I watched some games. There's a guy called Falcon Paladin, something like
Oh,
that.
it's that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot of these
Yeah.
cartoon things,
Yeah. I ripped it from him.
and
But I
it's
skipped the
very
intro, so
interesting. It's very interesting that he has many thousands of games he casted on his channel, and still he doesn't understand StarCraft. Like I understand StarCraft better than him because he talks so much shit. When I didn't know anything, I watched some of his videos and he seemed to be talking in smart things about the game. But now I realized they were not. So yeah, it's weird. Also,
but
there's
isn't he more
one
playing
video of
StarCraft 2?
Artosis playing in this carbot skin, and Artosis just gets very mad about it, about all the things.
Well, I can imagine. I mean, you're so used to the other stuff. But why is Protoss still in the game? I mean, well, I guess Sir he's only on two bases himself. I think he c- crushed the third base or the expansion of Protoss because he kind of pushed for it. So maybe that's why Protoss like, well, maybe I can try. What's the supply? Supply. Oh, Protoss is higher in supply.
Now Protoss will die. Will die for sure.
I mean, he has a lot of dragoons though. So I mean, he's not gonna die. He's just not going to be able to leave his base.
I'll have to watch this game later because the resolution is very bad here.
Ah,
You're
okay.
transmitting the video
You
to
can
me.
you can just watch our own episode and then watch the game there.
So
So you don't we discussed this earlier in the earlier episodes that you don't go to any meetups or something.
I don't go because there are none.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, this bit dev stuff it's really nice because it's I get very high level
Yeah, I watched
or
some
well
of
it's a
these things from other places. They seem to be interesting. It's
like
nice
stuff
to
gets
see
discussed
real
normally
people
not
sometimes.
don't get discussed, right? What did you say?
It's good to see other people sometimes.
Oh, that's also true. Yeah.
No, there was a online bit devs in Brazil for Brazilians. Like in the entire country, they could get like 10 people on an online chat. It was interesting, but also it was bad in a way because sometimes some people just didn't couldn't stop talking, and they were just talking things that were not interesting to me. So
Apparently, the entire NFT crowd has uh, gone to Bitcoin now.
yeah, really,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
the
So there
even people.
apparently there are these. So there are these
There
Discord
are
channels.
there are too many or a lot of ordinals inscriptions things. I
Mhm.
just go there sometimes and check the number, and like in a day they're making
Yeah, but they're
many
they're
thousands.
trying. It's very funny. So they're trying the same exact bullshit they did on the other chain. So first they did it on Ethereum, and then on I think Cardano or something, whatever. Um, and now these guys. They're trying to do the exact same thing. So you have all these crypto guys that are now confronted with the fact that they need to run a node and and all this stuff, right? It's very very funny. And then, um, but apparently a couple of guys already made some services, so
Yeah,
you
so you
can.
don't have to run a node anymore. You can just
Yeah, so they don't have to run a node, and they can, but they have to pay with Lightning. So I guess they have to adopt Lightning at least. But you can pay them with Lightning, and then they fix the inscriptions and stuff for you.
hmm,
And apparently those services are spun up um, using other Lightning services. So they're not necessarily running their own node and hosting their own channels. They're using these services for that in order to spin them up really quickly. So it's interesting to see that the infrastructure is to that level that apparently these guys can come in and in a very short time set up shop basically
yeah, yeah.
for
I think
bullshit,
yeah.
but still. I don't know what they're expecting, right? I mean, this has been done already. What market is there for like stupid apes and shit?
Well, apparently there is a lot of yeah. I see the same ugly pictures that I had seen in Ethereum.
Yeah,
And like
they're
this
just
idea,
trying the exact same thing.
yeah,
Like, oh, we're gonna Invisible Man.
Invisible Man is very good.
They what I hate Dark Templar. The thing with Dark Templar is like they're not even weak. Like they have
They are
so much
very
hit.
weak.
No, they have
No,
so
they
many hit
die so
points.
fast. They die so fast.
No, 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 no. They're damn hard to kill, right? They have way too many hit points. Their damage output is insane. They're
Why doesn't
invisible.
Protoss win all the time then?
They do it
They don't. They
because
don't.
they cheese with Dark Templar.
They don't cheese. That's the problem. Maybe they should.
Uh, Dark Templar is so damn tanky. It's amazing. You would expect like a unit like a Dark Templar to die one shot everything, but no. I think you need like two mines to kill a Dark Templar.
Yes.
Yeah,
And also they
that's
can kill the mines.
yes. They can also kill the mines. That's true. That's
But I don't understand why. Like, how do you kill the mines? Because sometimes it happens, but it's not automatic. I think if you
I
just
don't think
attack
it, when
move,
when you're when you're attack moving, I think they're too slow. Yeah.
uh,
Or they're too slow most of the time because mines are really weird. So they have this strange pathing they go to. So if they go around a corner, or if they make a corner, then they stand still for a little bit. So if the mine is like going in the direction and has to make a corner right in front of the Dark Templar in order to connect with it, then the Dark Templar should have enough time to
mm,
uh,
I
kill
see.
it.
At this point, the guy is showing the funniness of the.
Yes, yes, he's very much
He's
focused on the silly buildings. Like the Protoss ones are fine, but the Zerg ones are so silly. You have the spawning pool, and there's like a little Zergling swimming in the spawning
yeah.
pool.
I like it because the Zergs are so disgusting, and in this thing they just
They're very cute.
they're very cute.
Everything's
Yes,
cute.
it's very easy to see the lurkers. That's one of the things I think I noticed. it's hard to see the lurkers
Yep,
when you're not.
that's true. I also I wonder what the cloak how cloak units look in this.
You saw the Dark Templar. It was
No,
just
but
a
yeah,
little
but we saw,
transparent.
but we had vision on the Dark Templar. But normally, if it's cloaked, then it's
Oh,
like a ripple, right?
yeah. Well, I heard Artoses mentions in some video that some Korean programmers they use the low resolution thing, not the
Mm-hmm.
remastered, because it's easier to see the clocked units moving.
I can imagine that. It's also yeah, I guess my eye is trained for it to see it, but maybe I don't know if it's like, harder or easier. Um, might be.
Yeah, I should. I don't trust Artoses. He's wrong many times. There was one game in AOSL that he and the other guy, Tasteless, they were completely sure they were calling the game for 30 minutes that one of the guys had already won and the other should leave. And then the other guy won the game. So it's very interesting.
It's a funny dynamic because the guy that's obviously in the lead, he becomes lazy, whereas the guy that's obviously going to lose, he's like giving it all his best, right? And then because there are so many margins within the game that you can actually swing it if you don't pay enough attention. So yeah, it can happen.
In this case, I think it was just the Protoss player that was losing. That he was very genius.
Yeah, I don't see how this Protoss player is gonna win, like at all. Like, how is he still in the game? It's amazing.
So today I received a message from a guy from an exchange called Gate.com, something like that.
Yeah,
And the guy
I don't
said,
know it, but
I wrote an article about Noster.
hmm
Can you publish the article? Like, I don't know how to say that. He wanted me to do free ads for him for some reason because
and
he
then you
wrote
send
an.
him his page with your rates.
No, I said that the deal was that he would remove all the shitcoins from his exchange and leave only Bitcoin. He didn't like it.
Did you ever do paid consulting?
Consulting? What is consulting?
Yeah, you have a page with rates.
Oh yeah, that Vida page.
Yeah,
Yeah, one guy paid it. He paid for a 15-minute meeting with me. I don't know what he wanted. Like he explained what he was doing, and he said that Nasser could be a solution for him. And I said yes, basically. It was an interesting use case he had.
it's like
But I
a
think
cool
I
story,
think
bro.
I should
Okay,
talk
time's up.
about it. What?
It's like cool story, bro. Your time's up. Pay up.
No, I was legitimately interested. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, I don't know how I helped him. I think I didn't. So about your idea to kill the DNS, put DNS
Yeah.
on
To
chain.
kill Icon. Yeah.
Yeah, you
What
sent
about
me
it?
a video I didn't watch.
You
So
didn't watch the video?
no, I did not. Should
Oh,
I
it's
have?
very short. I guess it's not so long. It's interesting. Yeah, it's so the clip is what's the game called? Splinter Cell? No, not Splinter Cell. The other one.
Mm,
The stealth game, Metal Gear Solid, right? So
mm,
it's this briefing, pre mission briefing interaction thingy, where it's a discussion about the AI technology, where the premise is that the technology already existed, but it has now been released to the public at large, and the reason that they released it to the public at large is because now all normal people become agents for disinformation on the web, right? Because they're able to just create bullshit and fake news and stuff in order to sow discord and create confusion. And that confusion is then the premise to introduce that's a crisis, right? And then that crisis now results that for the solution, and the solution is mandatory identification on the internet,
Mm.
because now you cannot be sure that you're actually dealing with a human, really, with a real human, right? So that would now require mandatory identification schemes in order to use services.
So what's this?
If you
This is
want,
like,
if you, hmm?
this is a video describing what's happening, but in a parodic sense.
Yeah, so it's more like a dystopic. Uh, it's like a
This topic
dystopic
for like
extreme
what
scenario
will happen
description
in 2 years.
yes, correct, yeah,
Yeah. Except the
under the
fact.
premise that it's like a plan, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, we are actually heading toward in that direction.
Yes. Yes.
And I think that there
But
are
it's
a
not.
couple of
It's
things we
not
need.
because there were people spreading this information. I don't think that was ever a problem for anyone. It's just that
Uh,
they will impose stuff on us, and that's it.
okay, sure, but that doesn't negate the fact that there is an issue here, and it does require solutions. And if we're not able to provide like solutions or alternative solutions to whatever governments are gonna come up with, then we're fucked.
And
And
how does DNS on the blockchain solve that?
so, well, that's one part in order to
And when is the
um
ICO?
hmm?
When is the ICO for your token?
Fuck you. So that one part is because um basically there could come, so like the requirements of identification for registering a domain, etc., that could be implemented there, and then you capture a large, then you basically captured the web already.
I don't understand why. How does that prevent AI from doing disinformation on the internet?
No, it doesn't prevent AI from doing disinformation. The point is that if they are going to impose a scheme where you need to have your formal identification in order to access the internet, then that's basically an overlay network, right?
Mm.
So if as long as the alternative exists, that we have you're able to we have our own domain name scheme, right? Then we can circumvent all that stuff, right?
No, because they will say, "Oh, you can buy a thousand domain names and deploy AI agents using one domain."
No, it's not about the AI agents. It's about the so
But that's
because
what they will say, and then
yes,
they'll say, "Okay, so forget about this domain name thing, and come here, pay your taxes, and put your finger on our device that reads fingers."
yes, but the problem is that you're not able to access a domain now other than via their route. And if we have this system, then you at least you're
Oh, I
reachable.
see. I see. Okay, so you're not trying to pre-comply and build an alternative system. You're trying to build a separate.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I want to save the internet. Now the problem is with the I think it's very ironic that um the issue isn't even the AI stuff, right? It's not AI video, it's not images, it's not deep fakes, it's not voice mimicking stuff, right? That's not the nail in the coffin of a post-truth internet. We're already in the post-truth internet because people are sharing screenshots.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. People believe screenshots.
The internet died with the invention of MS Paint. It's
We should just prevent We should require people to provide an identity to be able to use MS Paint.
It's so damn frustrating. All these damn screenshots.
Yeah, I
It's like,
know.
and then you have to type over. It's like a screenshot of an article. And it's like, okay, now I have to type over the
No, you
the
don't
the
have to do that.
title of the
There's a
of the
much better
article,
way.
and that is
Oh,
to
you
just
can.
assume it's bullshit.
Oh, you mean type to confirm if it's true?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You have. I mean, I was talking about a better way to fake screenshots.
Oh no, no, no. It's like
Yeah,
to confirm. It's like, okay, you're sharing a screenshot of an article. Let me check if the article's actually real. So now I have to type over this stupid picture and then go look for it. And all the while, it's like it's not even better than why not just share the freaking hyperlink? We have previews.
I hate
Like,
previews. Previews are killing the internet. That's a problem.
why are previews getting the
I hate
internet?
previews because 99% of the websites do horrible previews.
Okay, okay.
So it's better to just
Send
get
a
rid of
screenshot.
that.
Well,
And
then we need that. Okay, but then we need like a format or a
we need to
structure.
trust the person who is sharing stuff. That's
Yes,
what we need.
we,
If you don't trust, it's
we
if
need to be
I
able
know it's
to
false.
embed the hyperlink inside the picture so that I can click the picture and then it opens the link.
Yeah.
Maybe that works or something. That when you take like when you take like the screenshot, it automatically embeds the link.
Yeah, if you're sharing stuff on Telegram, for example, you should ask your godfather Durov and ask him to do a special preview mechanism that Telegram servers will open the link and take a screenshot of the page and show the screenshot for you on the preview, right? Instead of showing that those default previews that are completely
Or
useless.
that might also be better. I don't know. In any event, the internet already or like truth already died with the bad
Yeah, I
internet
don't think
version
that's
of
a
sharing
problem.
screenshots.
That's not a problem. Like the people that believe screenshots, they don't have any relevance in the narrative, and the fake news, they just die out. And
No, that's the thing they do, right? So it's so easy to make agitprop. It's so easy to make it's like all these things are so damn easy. You don't even need the AI stuff. I'm like one of the most hilarious thing now with the Chat GPT thing is
mm,
people are sharing screenshots of Chat GPT interactions, and it's like it's a meta fuck up because it's like it's fake, and you didn't even need the AI to in order to do it. You just make up bullshit. And it's like, oh, this AI did this
no,
thing.
they
It's like,
did.
no, it's a fake thing. It's like it's not even the AI that's doing it. It's like so fucking stupid. It's so annoying.
Yeah,
God damn it.
I saw one thing. The guy was telling the AI to pretend it was a computer and answer to computer comments. And I went to the ChatGPT website and tried to do the same thing, and the fucking AI was refusing to do what I was asking. And I thought, oh, that guy trolled me. He trolled me with screenshots. And, and then I went back to the article where the guy was explaining his experiment, and I copied the exact words he used, and then the AI complied. So when I speak with my own words, the AI just refused to do the things. But when I copied exactly what he had said, it worked.
Yeah, so that is something interesting is that you can play these meta games with the AI. So that was the what was the abbreviation? That was they shut it down now with 10 or something.
I
But
don't
you
know
can
it.
yeah, so basically you put the AI inside an emulator by saying like pretend to be this, pretend to be a version of yourself that is not restricted, and then within the and then you bypass all the restrictions. It's so funny. But then
Interesting.
they shut
Pretend
it
to be
down,
a
and then now
version of
people
yourself that can connect to the internet.
Oh, did you see the guy that made a so you can ask the Chat GPT to emulate a command line of a
Yeah,
Unix system?
that's probably what I was trying. What
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So he said like, okay, pretend you're a Unix a Unix system with a command line, and then he within the command line
he created
he
files. He ran
yeah
a computer program. He ran a Python program. Yeah.
yeah. So but then he within the command line he went to the Chat GPT and started a session with Chat
No,
GPT,
wait,
and then
no.
within Chat
This is
GPT
probably
he
false. Really?
uh, yeah.
Okay, so that's more advanced. That's a level above what I did.
So, well, it's but then again, it's like very hard. But then the problem here is like it's difficult to verify because I don't know if to what extent they put randomness inside the output, or if it's well, it's set. Um, so, but I don't know if it's completely 100% deterministic that every input always provides the same output. Because then you can verify things. Otherwise, because with
No, it's not
the
determined.
image stuff, you can't because they put a random they put random noise there in order to change the output depending on the input or regardless of the input.
So suppose I'm going to launch a blockchain for names that will be anchored on Bitcoin, the Bitcoin chain.
No, so we're gonna do it on the chain, not a freaking side
The
chain.
chain on the chain doesn't work. It doesn't work. There's no space.
Yes, there's okay. Well, maybe because I never did the actual calculation.
Do the actual
So
calculation, and then you realize that I'm right. And suppose that will happen. Doesn't matter. Imagine it's inside the blockchain, whatever.
okay,
Suppose you come up with the system, and
yeah,
then now anyone can register names.
yes.
What prevents someone from registering all the good names in the first block of this system? And then the guy becomes the owner of all the good names.
Well, there is an inherent rate limiter to the fact that he can't register all the good names because there's simply not enough space to do that.
Interesting. Now you realize there's not enough space.
No, there's not enough space to do it. It's a at do it to do it at one moment in time. Whereas my entire point is that okay, so it's about top level domains, and let's assume it's like okay, you have the .com and you have the
Okay,
three letter
someone
stuff.
will buy the .com and will sell the
Yes,
same
okay. Good luck
domains.
with the .com, right? And if you and hopefully he can get a very profitable business out of using the .com. But the main point would be is that you can also register the fiatjaf is very awesome as a top level domain. And who's
Yeah,
going to register the fiatjaf is very awesome?
no one.
No one except you.
No, I
So
will not either because that's stupid. I don't want that name. I want future.
okay. Yeah, then you have to buy from me because that's the first thing I'm going to do after this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the problem with this system.
Is it a problem?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I
Is it
don't
a
I don't
problem?
I don't, I don't think necessarily it is a problem. I
Because the
think
amount of people you have to troll is too large, right? If you wanna troll everybody.
right. If the namespace is just big enough, it's so it can be too long. Okay, and
So
then
I've registered FeedJaff in all the websites on the internet, and I never found anyone that had registered FeedJaff
mhm,
ever.
right.
Right, but now that I'm a multi-famous person, someone will steal my name for
Yeah, then
sure.
you can either buy it or well that's so it's not a perfect solution for everything. It's not a perfect solution at all, but it works better than well I was
No,
thinking about this. I was thinking about this
if I
yesterday.
made a blockchain separate
Nobody's
blockchain,
using URLs. Nobody is using URLs. Everybody's Googling stuff.
yes, that's very bad, a
So
very
what's
bad
the point
use.
of a URL? Like it's not you can have a radio commercial. It's like go to www.whatever.com. It's like nobody's going to use that. Nobody's gonna use the URL. They don't give a shit. They're sending screenshots to each other, and they're looking for websites via a search engine.
Yes.
That's people today. So
Yes.
what's the point? I don't even care anymore.
You're
It's like
arguing about you're arguing against your idea.
correct, yeah. People are too retarded.
That
There's no
that
point in
reminds me.
saving the internet because they're not gonna use any of these systems.
There was a podcast between your friends, Dutch people, that had Ruben Sonson and that those two other guys. What's the
Yeah,
name of them?
the
Aaron something.
connect the world. Yeah.
No, that's not
Oh,
it. That's the Bitcoin magazine thing.
oh, you mean Shores and
Yeah,
Ruben?
those
Yeah.
Shores and then the other guy.
Oh, you mean
Virdum.
Aaron,
Yeah,
Aaron van Wirdum. Yeah.
yeah.
Bitcoin
So that
explained. I think it's called today.
no, it had a better name before, and
No, it was the Van Weerdum tornado, Shorsnado, something, something. And
yeah,
then
that
they
that
figure it's
was
like
very good.
nobody gets this name or is able to
I
find our
stopped
podcast.
listening when they changed the name. I liked
Yeah.
it before, but then Ruben Sonson was explaining his idea for soft chains. You know that doesn't matter; it's irrelevant. So he explained he spent the entire episode explaining how soft chains work, and then in the end he said, "Oh, this requires a soft fork on Bitcoin to be activated, and I don't think we should do it. I don't think it's good enough for it to be activated on Bitcoin." And then the Shores guy said, "So you're against your own proposal?" And he said yes. So yeah, okay, that ends the discussion about domain names. I don't know. We should try to use. I think the domain names died because ICAM created a million TLDs, and before it was just .com, right?
Right.
And that's the problem. When there was
Maybe.
just .com, the subdomain of before that, it was the actual name, like,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody knew everything was .com, so you didn't even have to say that. But now there are a million TLDs, so it's impossible to remember,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's
you
why
have
people
.lol,
stopped using
.io, whatever, .net, whatever. Yeah, sure.
.cafe, dot
Mm-hmm.
.love,
.game.
.city, .fish,
You have .fish.
.rice, .naruto.
Is there a .starcraft?
No, but wait until the next batch they will
Uh,
release. All for one TLD for each game.
yeah, okay, so domain names is a lost cause. Then
No,
is
I just argued that it is not
oh,
because on the new system that we'll do on a separate blockchain,
then
there
your
will be
TLD is the actual name again.
the TLD is the actual name again. Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
do you agree with that?
Yeah, that might be something to that. Yeah, sure. But then it doesn't. Okay, but then that doesn't scale, right? You cannot have like every website be because then there is no way that there's enough room inside the chain.
Why not? It's a separate chain. You can make it
Yeah,
very
if you
easy.
do it in a separate chain, yeah, but then if you do it in a separate chain, it's not gonna work.
Why
I
not?
don't think because it's a commons and there's no incentive in order to maintain that commons. Who's gonna do the decidability of what gets in at what moment, uh, and who's gonna pay for the upkeep,
The
etc.
miners, the miners. There's a there are miners in this separate chain, and they take
Yeah.
the block, they make a block, they take the hash of the block, and then they publish the hash of that block on the Bitcoin chain.
Yes, that's how a sidechain works. Yeah.
That's not how a sidechain works. That's how this specific design works, and sidechains are just a
Okay.
generic term for a bunch of
Okay.
different
Yeah.
stuff.
But my couch is a sidechain. Yeah. Do you know that joke?
Yes.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So then. Okay. Yeah. Then it would have to be a separate chain.
So you agree now?
Well, if it
Abandoned your idea of
no, I'm
doing
not
it
sure if
without.
I've abandoned my. I'm not sure if I've my because I thought about it and then I I like my suggestion.
The suggestion is
Uh,
that some random guy will buy the .com
yes,
TRD and will resell the subdomains, and then that guy will just fuck over everybody else.
yes, and then everybody else will have to reroute or reestablish, but it's censorship resistant, so they can.
No, they can't. They just lost all their customers that were used to go into
Yes,
whatever
true,
.com.
true,
So it's
true.
very bad system.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Unless
terrible.
unless you have a bunch of very trusted entities controlling these domains. But then, yeah, I don't know. It becomes an elitist thing. Like,
No, I don't. No, wait. So, oh shit. So, but then, um, at what level? Because there is an identifier of the owner of the website, right? Because that
yeah.
would be a public key, and
Oh, will it be a public key?
yeah, yeah.
Ah,
All identification is going to be public keys, public private keys, all the things because that system is so shitty. It sucks so bad. No, because that's the point, right? You need a human readable name,
hmm.
but you also need like the the public private key thing just works because you can just spin them up whenever you want them. There's no dependencies, etc. So you need some registry in order to combine the two. That's the whole point of that. That's exactly what domain names are, right? What the DNS system does.
Have you heard about this thing called Nostr
Yeah.
whatever?
No, no, no. How do you spell it? Ethereum? Did you say?
How can you not pronounce that?
Because
Etlenium.
the name just doesn't register in my head. I just know that there's like it's a combination of E and T and L and so it just garbles in my head. It's like Ethereum. I don't even know what the actual name is.
Interesting. I think it sounds like a very normal word for me. It's very pronounceable. Etlenium.
I just the only thing so in my head it's like Ethereum, but then spoken like a retard. Ethereum.
Okay, let's end the show here. We continue this
Okay,
discussion later.
it's good. All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Brr, brr, I need to.